Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Mackenzie.
And I'm Jonathan.
We are husband and wife, and we'd like to welcome you to TerreDice.
Alright, now we have talked about a ton of roll and writes on this channel. That is something we are very fond of. It's basically you roll some dice, you flip some cards, and then you gotta make the most of it. You gotta solve a bunch of puzzles at once. Well, of all those games, we have never talked about a game quite like Trek 12 and Trek 12+1. Now this is a roll and write adventure where you are a hiker climbing through the Himalayas, encountering strange villagers and guides and people to help you along the way.
This game features legacy components which can be unlocked and exchanged throughout the game and the storyline. Now, if that sounds like a game you want to play, then just keep watching. In Trek 12 Expedition Mode, players compete in 3 back-to-back ascents during which they climb mountains that get progressively harder while gathering gear and recruiting guides along the way to help them achieve even greater heights. On each ascent, you earn points by creating fixed lines, sequential numbers, and map zones, matching numbers. Each turn, you'll roll 2 dice, and each player will choose how they use them. Choose the higher number, the lower number, or add, subtract, or multiply the dice to make numbers between 0 and 12. Now, you have a limited number of these choices, so as the game progresses, your climb will get harder. Once you've placed your first number on the mountain, all future numbers will be placed adjacent to that existing number. As you map out zones of the mountain, you'll find climbing gear to assist you in your hike, giving you hacks to manipulate the dice and break rules like skipping spaces with fixed lines, writing your next number anywhere, and much more. Now that you'll have to unlock as the game goes on. The game features several envelopes with different challenges, and at the end of each ascent, you'll have a chance to achieve one of these challenges and open the envelope.
In the Trek 12+1 expansion, you follow a left-behind hiker's diary through a series of missions and stories, unlocking more of the tale, competing in harder and harder missions, and climbing higher ascents. Whew! Okay, this is like way too hot for this. So this is Trek 12+1, the roll and write adventure. Now, what makes this game different? Well, I'll tell you. In the first game that you'll actually play Trek mode, which is where you just do 1 ascent. And you know, it's pretty good. It feels like a lot of other roll and writes. You know, you go through your 1 ascent and boom, 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 you're done. Yay, I solved the math puzzle. But when you finally get those rules down and you go on to an expedition, your first like multi-ascent trek, that is where this game shines. So you will compete in 3 back-to-back ascents. But what makes the ascent mode great is that this is where it starts to break the rules. It starts to break it down a little bit and give you some more options. Now, I think because this is a review, we have to tell you a little bit about what you can expect as it goes on. So spoiler alert if you care, but the 2 things you can expect to find a lot of are gear cards and guides.
Okay, it's kind of hot in here too. Okay.
I told you.
So, the guides in the game are pretty interesting. So as you unlock them throughout it, they actually will take a liking to the person that unlocked them, and you will get to keep that guide unless someone steals it from you. So they will help you along the way, and it's just like an added bonus. When we played, we didn't really like that the guide was only with you and you had to steal. So we made a house rule that at the beginning, every guides that we unlocked, we'd shuffle, and like you got to pick your guide to start the game. So that was just our house rule. It kind of depends how you want to play and if you like that, having to take someone's guide or not.
And the guide cards are cute. Like, look at this
really
guy.
Cute.
Oh, he's so cute. So you are not competing for raw points, you're actually competing for stars. Yeah. And the number of stars that you can get changes based on how hard the ascent is. So on the first one, there's a points goal. If you can get over 65 points, for instance, you'll get 1 star. On the next one, over 70, 75, you'll get 3 5 stars. So you can get a lot of stars that way. But there's 2 other ways to get stars. One of those is you get the best score in the game. So if I beat Mackenzie or Mackenzie beats me, that person gets a star for that. Mm-hmm. Now there's also a top score star. So if you beat the max top score that's ever been beat before, you can get that last star, which feels like, it feels like I'm gonna climb to new heights, I'm gonna hike a new mountain that no one's hiked before. Mm-hmm. It feels like very kind of cool and thematic, but you write your name actually on this like Hall of Fame and you get that. So those envelopes want things like, you want a bunch of, a fixed line that's at least 9 in length, or you want 5 of the same number mapped together in a map
and
zone.
Those challenges are hard. They're definitely deserving of like what you get inside, because some of those I was like, I don't know, like we haven't unlocked some of the envelopes yet because they are hard challenges. So that is basically our thoughts on the base game. Now I want to move over to Trek 12+1, because that is where I think this game really shines through. It is, I think you call it an adventure roll and write, where you are following the story of this guy. You found his diary and you basically are are redoing his hike with him and following along his journey. And in order to move along with the story, you are going to have to complete certain challenges and unlock certain things in order to get to the next chapter. Now, what I really like about this story compared to other adventure games is this one doesn't take a lot of time or a lot of setup. So like people that want to play a big adventure game, but like you may play it like a couple times, but you forget the story, the storyline.
Like just like the prompt at the beginning.
Right. Mm-hmm. This one you can play through it quickly, and the setup is easy, but you still get that adventure story feel.
Yeah, and Trek 12+1, it also, what I really like about it is they did a really good job with the art and the production value of it. It feels just, the storytelling is very, very good. It's got this kind of, rustic journal that's kind of ripped up and torn, and you're reading it, and then you see Darchin and like all this cool stuff. It's a cool story. The things you unlock in this work really well for the base game and change it up a lot. Our gear deck started about like this, and now it's like that, so it's you get a lot more stuff that changes up your game.
So every time you achieve something, not only do you like get put a little check mark, you actually get like physical rewards, like in the base game and this expansion, which I really enjoy.
Yeah. Honestly, this expansion, it feels like it should be part of the base game experience. It feels like, as far as the base game is great on its own, but I would strongly recommend, if you think you're going to like this, pick up the expansion while you're at it, just because it just enriches that experience a whole lot. And it fits in the base box, so you will be able to put it all in there. Okay, so in a world of a million roll and writes, where you got great games like Welcome To and all these other ones we love, where does this one fit in? Honestly, I think this is a great game. We're gonna keep it. We like it a lot. I think it mixes things up. It changes it. What I like is that you're asymmetric. You've all got different things that we're doing, but also you have these kind of competing, like, am I gonna give up these points to be able to do that? When you start to unlock those future challenges that are in there, it starts to introduce some really interesting brain puzzles. And because of those brain puzzles, because of that progression, I recommend it. What I will say is, after, I don't know, you probably felt the same way, the first 3, 4, 5 even plays of this game, which we did over like one day, it was all at once, were pretty underwhelming. It was like, it feels like anything else. But when you start to unlock those things and then you start realizing, oh, this is not the full game, we haven't gotten to full game potential yet, that's when you realize, okay, cool, this is going somewhere really neat.
With that being said, though, I would say its base game, that Trek 12, is a good, you could call it a gateway roll and write.
Oh, yeah,
because it literally just has adding and subtracting and multiplying. I wish there was a divide. That would have helped me sometime. But it's like these other roll and writes I played, you have to like learn all the symbols, you have to know a bunch of stuff, and it takes a while to learn all the rules. This one, you just look at the die, you want to add it, you want to subtract it, or multiply it. And that's basically what it is.
Or high-low.
Or high-low. And so it's pretty easy for new people to pick up on, and will give seasoned gamers a challenge. Alright everyone, and that is our review of Trek 12 and the expansion, Trek 12+1. This game is coming out February 4th, so if you want it, go and check it out. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know whenever we put out a new video. And thanks for watching.
Happy playing!